Converse, Public Information Officer, Contra Costa County Library.
Amy McCoskey, Librarian 3 for Youth Services, Contra Costa County Library.
Okay. And can you tell me more about the summer program for kids that you just finished?
Sure, so the library runs a summer reading program every year. We've been doing it for longer than we even have records of. It's a program to encourage kids and teens to keep reading during the summer to prevent something called the summer slide. The summer slide could happen when kids are away from academic learning during the summer, and it can have a negative impact on their learning.
And how do you run the program? You have like a little sheet that kids fill out, or?
Yes.
Yeah, we have two options for people to participate. They can get a passport, and that's something that they mark off as they complete their reading, and also learning activities that we encourage, like going to an East Bay Park or visiting the library, other things that encourage learning over the summer. Or you can participate online through Beanstack, which is our online program, and if you do it that way, you can get digital badges, and both of them in the end lead to you coming back to the library to get a free book, a free pin, and entered in drawings.
Is there any way to like track it, or is it just based like on honor system kind of thing?
Oh, it's on the honor system. We trust that families wouldn't want to cheat the library, because the ultimate goal is just for the kids and teens to practice their reading over the summer. So, yeah.
Is there any little prizes or anything that kids can get?
Yes, everyone who completes, and actually we let everyone participate, babies, kids, teens, and adults. And if they finish, they get a free book that they choose. A pin. This year they look like a dice from like a Dungeons and Dragons dice, because our theme was about games, and they're entered in a drawing for bigger prizes.
And you mentioned themes, so I guess every year you have a certain theme. How does that tie into the summer program? Is that certain books that you recommend, or what is it about the theme that makes it stand out?
So yes, every year there is a theme. The theme comes from a nationwide organization that kind of creates the graphics and the themes for us, and then we take it and adapt it for our needs. This year it was Level Up at Your Library, so it was kind of based on games. And we do lots of events and programs around the theme. We'll pick the prizes kind of based on the theme. And then, of course, what else do we do with the theme? Sorry.
Yeah, we just encourage, a lot of the choices on the passport will have to do with playing games to help you get to the end of the program.
Yeah, and we do suggest books, that's what I was going to say. We do have book lists available that are around the theme of that year's summer.
Okay. And you mentioned that this year there was an increase. How many people participated this year?
We had 9,000, well, it's how many finishers. We had 9,050 finishers. Probably lots more people who participated and just didn't turn in their passports. But we had over 9,000 people finish, which is a 15% increase over last year. And it's also a 15% increase over our pre-pandemic numbers. So we're very happy with that.
Okay. So I imagine the pandemic probably lowered it and everything, since kids were out of school and stuff.
Yeah, and people couldn't come into the library for part of it to actually pick up the passports and pick up their prizes. So that engagement was lost for a little while.
And we still have the program, but it was just strictly online for a couple of years. Yeah.
You mentioned completionists versus people who actually participated. How is it that you actually completed? Is it just by turning in your passport and that's completing
or
it?
finishing it on Beanstack, which is the online app. Yeah.
If you've completed it in Beanstack, or if you bring that passport back to the library, we consider that a completion and get your prizes. But we know that lots of people read, maybe they did half of it, maybe they did almost all of it, but they didn't get into the library. All of that is fine, really, because they still did the work and practiced their reading over the summer.
Okay. And do you guys have like a certain number of books or something that you have set that they have to complete by the summer?
That's a good question. No, we don't run it that way. We do it based on time, because this is a program for babies, it's a program for kids, for teens, for adults, and their reading levels are all over the place, and that's fine. We want them to grow from where they were to where they are at the end of the summer, so we just do it based on time. So you can, a parent could read out loud to a kid for 20 minutes and mark it off. The kid could read to themselves for 20 minutes. They could read a graphic novel. They could read an article. They could listen to audiobooks, all based on the time that they spend reading.
And the other activities that you can do that
Yeah.
are suggested on the passport are also a kind of learning. So you
Yeah.
could go to a park and you could play in a certain kind of way. You could, walk around and learn about things at the park. Those are still ways to learn and encourage learning, especially with little kids. So there's more than one way to mark off a box on the passports so that it can encourage multiple kinds of learning.
And how big is like the summer reading program to the library? Is it like a big event kind of thing that you guys really prepare like all year for? Or,
Yeah. Definitely summer reading is something we plan all year. Like we've already started, we will gather soon to start thinking about next year. We already have, the theme is already put out. It does take about a year to get everything. We purchase a whole bunch of books to give away as prizes. We make the book list, we get the passports ready, all of that. So yes, we really do plan yearly. So for the committee that plans it, summer is like the time where we're not busy because it's now out at the branches for them to promote and do all the fun things and give everybody their prizes. And then the committee starts up again to plan for next year.
Okay. Was there any big event for this last summer program that was like the highlight of the whole thing?
Yeah, I would say the big highlight for me is the exploration station programs that we do. For the last few years, we've done between 3 and 4. This year we did 4. They were all in June. They're at different libraries, and we invite community groups to come and have tables or stations and to have fun things for the kids to do and learn, and also sort of promote their message. So East Bay Parks is there, the Lindsay Wildlife is there, the Astronomical Societies are there, the Bay Area Discovery Museum. So groups like that, and coming is just we take over the entire library for 2 hours. It's really fun, and we get many, many hundreds of families that come. We had over 1,000 people attend across the 4 events this year.
And everything that comes is designed to be interactive.
Yeah.
So the Astronomical Society brings telescopes, and the Lindsay Wildlife brings animals, and so East Bay Parks brings.
They have a fish tank at 2 of the events.
Yeah, and huge. So it's fun to go there. It's more than just listening about information. You're actually touching and doing things. They're really fun.
We're specifically focused on Brentwood, the newspaper I work with. Is there any events that took place in Brentwood that really were like big or caught your eye or anything?
Yeah, the Brentwood hosted an exploration station this year, and they also hosted last year. They had one a few years before that. It's a location in East County that really attracts the most amount of families, and they have the space to hold a big event. And the city is very generous and lets us use the park across the street, so we're able to expand to be even larger. So yeah, Brentwood is definitely a great place to host exploration stations, and we get lots of people at those events.
Want to sign up or learn more about the library, or at least the Contra Costa Library System? Where can they go to learn more about that?
So you want to go to ccclib.org. That's the library's website, and you can sign up right there online to get an e-card, which gives you access to checking out books and lots of our resources. If you want to get a full service library card, which gives you access to everything, then you need to actually come into the library and visit us, and you get to pick your own card. There's lots of different designs, and that way you can have access to absolutely everything that the library offers.
We have 26 branches, so there is very likely a branch very nearby you, and always a great idea to go in and see what's there and get your library card.
And for the summer reading program specifically, where do you sign in for that?
So same place, ccclib.org is the place to start. You can go to the library and get that passport, that paper passport. A lot of times they also go out to the schools, so you might receive it that way. Or you can go onto the website and sign up and do it digitally.
Yeah, and the program is over for this year,
Yeah.
but it starts every year, usually in the first few days of June.
So June and July is the big time for summer reading.
And then ends in August, right?
Yeah.
Okay.